Barndo Bros. We're happening. This is it. This is the real thing. Episode 1.
This is it.
Our pilot. We're jumping out here, doing the Barndo stuff. We got Jeffrey, Wood, Richard over here, and another Richard. I go by Richy. He goes by
Rich.
Yeah, Richy Rich.
Yeah, we're Richy Rich and Jeffrey, the Barndo Bros.
I'm otherwise known as the Mad Millennial. I'm just joking.
He is, no, put them back on. Really, they look good on you.
I'll bring them on when I get mad.
Oh, there you go. He only puts them on when he gets mad. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So we are here doing the Barndo thing. You know, I have always been a person that when I've visited a Barndominium, I've just in my heart knew one day I'm going to own a Barndominium, but I didn't know I was going to get to be a part of selling Barndominiums and building them. I just want to give our audience a moment to get to know you guys a little bit and just like what got you involved in Barndo Bros? How did you get here and what's your passion? Let's talk about Geoff a little bit here.
My passion is communities. I met Rich a long time ago, and we were doing, he was doing construction, and I was doing coffee shops. And the coffee shop had a co-work, and I had all my buddies that I knew I could get them all to co-work around the coffee shop, and ultimately I thought maybe that would support our coffee endeavors, and we'd make some money. And it was really wonderful to see a community build out. And I thought, man, if we could have workspace, office space, what if we could have living space? Years later, Rich came to me and said, hey, I think it'd be really good, because I ended up getting into marketing full-time. It'd be really good if you could come on board, because I think there's something about to really pop off, and the Lord's about to do something with really the commercial construction, the residential construction. I said, man, I don't know, Rich, okay, maybe okay. So we came over here, and they, Stracoa, which is the little company right here, Stracoa's been around about 25 years, and they've been doing residential, commercial, whatever, and they were doing metal fab buildings and sheds. And I said, man, Rich, you guys are basically building Barndominiums. He goes, yeah. We build Barndominiums. I go, yeah, but why don't we like really build Barndominiums all the time since you're already doing it? We'll talk about it. He's like, well, if you want to start talking about Barndominiums, we can do houses and Barndominiums. And really, we got Richy involved. We started looking at some of the marketing and the communication for the idea of Barndo Bros. I was on a podcast last week, and the guy's like, where did Barndo Bros come from? I said, well, Barndo Boys didn't sound real cool, and Barndo Brothers got a little. We really were brothers in the faith, and there was really kind of a Christian community that we wanted to, and obviously it's good marketing, Barndo Bros. It's easy to say, people remember it, but it's more of a play on who we are as people in community.
Amen.
And it excited us, and all of a sudden, man, it took off, you know, and really with the addition of Richy getting involved and some other members, all of a sudden we really were able to put together packages for design and houses that were obviously going nationwide, and people were buying, and it just flourished. It was awesome. So we're really excited to be involved, and just to bring you guys news you can use and better information for Barndo stuff, because it's lacking.
Yeah, I think that energizes me as someone who wants to make, help things become easy for people. People get what they want when they need it. And when I'm looking at the Barndo world, construction world, it is a lot of moving parts, and people sometimes get lost in their actual Barndo dream. They're like, get started, but there's just so many factors. So the fact that we're able to pull all that together and make it happen for people, that alone is energizing to me. So.
Yeah.
And I'm glad here I get to produce the podcast and help you with media and marketing, and also learn as we grow. There's another side of this. We've got Richard here, 25 years Stracoa construction. We're not starting from scratch. We're jumping into the Barndo world, far more intense this last year, especially coming up. But I will say, having Richard and the whole team, it's just an amazing how it seems like God's brought together a really great team.
Yeah.
So, Richard,
Amen.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Get people.
Yeah. Well,
Boss man.
Boss man.
Boss man.
I don't know about that. I don't like that, right? I'm going to be the servant over
He wants to be the boss bro or the
boss
or the bro.
Yeah. I want to build the boss bro. That's what I want to do. I want to live in it too. Like Richy said. Yeah, I'll have the boss bro. Y'all, maybe we can get some comments on that. What should that look like? It'd be really grand, but no, it really, like Geoff said, it really just kind of came together. We were doing more looking at the building of commercial construction, even residential, remodels and kitchen, bath and all that stuff. And Geoff started doing what he does well, which is, marketing. And as you mentioned, why don't we do some Barndominiums? I was like, yeah, go for it. And You started, putting some media together and some content out there. And the next thing you know, like you said, it caught fire.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, what was that?
My heart is always like, what do people want? Like now there's things that people need. And if you can get needs and wants together in terms of what you're marketing, it's really important. We all need probably residential remodel stuff eventually, right? For our kitchens. But do we always want it? Maybe the wife wants it. Maybe the husband doesn't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for that. But what do we need and want? And what I saw with Barndominium culture and community and lifestyle is that folks not only needed it or wanted it, they needed it because they were trying to transition to a different type of residential. And that different types of residential, I'm just talking to folks out there, it's more safe community. We could use the word prepper. We could use a little more homesteading. We could use these terms that let's get to a place where we feel a little safer, because there are really dark times that are probably coming. And I just say this, I was on this other little podcast too, but I just say we're living in the shadow of something that really tragically took place last week with Charlie Kirk's death. It doesn't do well for us. We don't really like the idea of somebody bringing on a gun and shooting somebody on a college campus. It's like, I don't know if you guys felt it. I was just like, all week, still feeling it. But it comes back to where we live and where we stay. And really the heart of this Strakoa construction, really this is a word really from the Lord to Richard about building strategic communities. Strategic communities of America is really what's happening. And so, our heart is not the ones and twosy houses, which we want to do for folks to build what they want for lifestyle, but the hope is to build communities where we can start seeing whole developments that are Barndo communities specifically for a certain type of folks that want to live in safe, whatever. And we could build those things out. And that's really the goal of the company, is the Barndo Bros grows, and Strakoa is really the driving fulfillment force, along with other strategic partners all over the United States.
Absolutely. Right now, right? We are calling all strategic partners.
All of you out of the woodworks. Yes. We need it, because without strategic partnerships and kind of what our vision is, we can't really do it without everybody. And I just say this again for the competition note. You guys can, we're not going to wall up and fight off every competitor that's going to go outbid us. In fact, I'll tell you that our heart today is outbid us. Outbid us. If a customer needs to go with somebody that's cheaper, we're probably not the ones. We really want to do quality over quantity, and we really want to make space special and not cheap. And I put on my little mad millennial glasses. I don't want to pay $200,000 for a barn. I want to pay $100,000 for a barn because I'm a cheap millennial, and I get it. I want to be a cheap millennial too.
No disrespect to the millennials out there.
I am a millennial. I think I'm on the very cusp.
We had that conversation earlier, figuring out I'm a Xennial or whatever millennial, and we got a boomer here.
Yeah,
so we've got quite a generational spread.
I'm the old guy,
old grandpa.
So we haven't offended the Xers or the boomers yet, but the millennials, we don't know yet.
I'm offending them right now.
Yeah, that's weird.
You guys are cheap, and I hate it. No, you know what millennials want? Millennials want something they can afford.
Amen.
But if millennials don't see value in something, they don't want to pay for it. If a millennial sees value in something, not just outside of monetary value, but value for family, value for growth, maybe faith in family, then the millennial then begins to save for those things. If a millennial doesn't have a goal to see, hey, that's something that I really want, we don't. We end up debunking to tiny homes and small space living because we think it's more sustainable and affordable. And it can be. That's great. But some of you guys are making some real money right now. And I'll tell you, I'll talk a lot on this podcast unless somebody shuts me down. Millennial, I'm talking millennial. We don't have the farm to pass down to the kid, okay? Grandpa's gone. His farm's gone. He didn't even, he was the one passing down to our generation. Now, what do we have to pass down? The Barndo becomes the passed down legacy piece. I'll probably say this 1 billion times. It's kind of my little message to myself, I think. It's the thing that we can actually pass down to the next generation to create some sort of legacy for our kiddos.
Right.
And you know what? They last longer.
They do.
It's amazing, these homes that we have to go remodel that are built in the 80s that are falling to pieces. Go to Europe. Those houses are 1,200 years old.
Yeah.
Why are we so off in America? We can't build a home that lasts. And the beauty of a Barndo is really the sustainability structurally that lasts,
1,000 years.
One guy told me 1,200 years on Barndo. I said, dang, I don't know if I can market that, but I will if I can.
Many generations. right?
Yeah.
I love what you were saying to all of it, especially the stability and the long-term investment of a Barndo. But I want to go back to, you mentioned about competition and others involved and all that. And that is something that I've noticed too, because I had a lifetime in ministry world, but coming out in construction world is that often people can have a very small mindset about business.
Yes.
And a small mindset often ends up in less abundance or a lack, actually. So bigger mindset, more abundance. But the fact is there's an abundance of people that are going to benefit from having a Barndo. Yeah. And there's an abundance that comes when we highlight other companies, other vendors, people, because our goal here, even at the Barndo Bros channel, here at Dirt to Done podcast, is to be an information base for people to feel more confident about building their Barndo. And we hope they build it with us, but even if they learn something from us or they get the plans from us, if we're involved in any way, we're happy because we're a service-based company with service hearts, and that includes serving our community, meaning other contractors, vendors, people around here that have a similar mentality that there's plenty of fish in the sea. We're not afraid of you stealing this one thing, and that mentality keeps you small and mom and pop. But if we open our hearts even, and then really that's the reality, is opening and trusting, and for some that might just be trusting God. But hey, if I'm generous, it comes back, it goes the same way in our business. And at the same time, we know that'll come back to us because others will trust us to build.
Look who's back.
I'm putting back the mad glasses again.
Did I make the millennial mad?
The millennial wants to say this, and we came out church world and dealing with church, which is unfortunately to some degree corporation. And we saw this competitive nature of this church versus this church and these congregants versus this. It really is, it put a bad taste in this generation's mouth. Because what's beautiful, the youth, they would go to any church and worship. They didn't care. And the same thing has to transpire here with us, is we want folks to come over to a place where all of a sudden there is an opportunity for every vendor. And let's just call it what it is. Well, what about GCs? Aren't y'all a GC? How are you guys going to work with GCs and put a label on GC? You know what, dude? We're shrugging shoulders and we're grabbing necks.
Can I touch on that?
100%.
Right there.
We'd love to hear from you, Richy.
So we got to ditch the mad millennial. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. No, keep on. It's okay.
My main problem with it is I think he looks a little better without the glasses, and I don't want to be looking at you.
That's a good thing, right? In your comments, right? You can tell us glasses or no glasses. Jeffrey or the mad millennial?
Yeah, I think it's Geoff.
And then we'll know who his character is, right? Happy Jeffrey or the mad millennial. But what you're talking about with GCs, right? Yeah. And what we're fixing to be doing right now, we're traveling Thursday, Alex is one of our senior project managers. Yeah. We're going to walk a job site in Lubbock, Texas for one of our customers. Shout out to Ann, if you catch this.
Chelsea,
I'm sorry. Ann's Nebraska.
Yeah. Chelsea's got a great Barndo.
Chelsea does. Forgive me, Chelsea, if you do catch that. We just last finished with Ann.
I love also who's the person who sold that one.
That was Richy's client. So Richy could have corrected you, not me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got it.
But you're going to Lubbock. It's amazing.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to Lubbock, and what we're doing is we're right now we're in the process of basically vetting, if you will, other contractors, because it doesn't make sense for us to go and take a team and try to go to another state or another city and build. But it is good to have build partners.
Absolutely.
And those build partners, right? Then we can work with to build those dream Barndos for our clients that are all over the country. We're working with a client of yours, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Where?
Nebraska.
No.
Oh, where? New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Jersey, bro.
Yeah.
The Jersey, bro.
New Jersey. Shout out to you, Rolando.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And so, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. But we've got build partners that want to build there. Yeah. And so what we want to make sure everybody knows on this podcast is that, hey, challenge us. Well, we want to build anywhere. We want to design your plans. We want to build. We want to build your Barndo.
Yeah.
Right?
And I love what you're also showing us, that, hey, we go to Lubbock, we're looking to work with other contractors. Maybe you're in a city that, wants to work with us. Reach out to us, thebarndobros.com.
Yeah.
And we'd love to get your information if you're a general contractor. It opens up more opportunity, because a lot of what I'm seeing develop this last season as we've been building the Barndo Bros is that there's a People want to have a project manager they can trust. They want to have builders that are going to be transparent all the way through, and they don't want the mystery part of it. They want the mystery removed. And I find a lot of what happens with custom homes is that there's such a margin of mystery, or people are surprised with this cost or surprised with this thing that comes up. We do our best as a company to be as transparent. That's why we say from dirt to done. We do our best to show you all along the way what the next steps are going to be. And if there's going to be a variable and expense, you're going to know about that variable. And 9 times out of 10, you're the one in charge of that variable. And so the value of service to other cities, other states, I know there's going to be more. We've got New Jersey, we got Lubbock, we got Nebraska. There's more coming that is not here in East Texas that we're building for. And so that means we're going to need to be working with suppliers, vendors, contractors, others to help fulfill as customers want to work with a one-stop place. They want to talk to Richard all the way through, whoever the project manager is. We have a great project manager named Alex, and everybody that works with Alex just loves Alex because Alex is thorough about making sure people feel comfortable process.
Correct.
So just a shout out for contractors, vendors, other places, other cities. We definitely want to work with you. We want to partner together and just help people's dream barndos come.
Absolutely. And on that note too, why don't you talk about Charlie a little bit?
Yeah.
And the mad Hank the Tank.
Hank the Tank. So there's guys right now that we are partnered with that are building in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, and they're phenomenal builders, right? I mean, those relationships are very invaluable to us, that we would be able to say yes to Tennessee. Not only do we want to be in Tennessee, we want to be there for the fall and winter and see the leaves change, but we also want to be able to serve customers in that area. And Charlie Downs, I think, is definitely making that happen for us with the relationship with Hank. And Hank's doing a great job with Wildhaven Homes up there.
Wildhaven.
Shout out.
I like that name. Shout out to you, man. That's a great name, guys.
Hank, we call him Hank the Tank. I don't know if anybody else calls
Hank.
Hank
If you don't like that, you can respond to comment. Tell us to cut it out.
Tell the mad millennial to stop. It's really important. I realize that building is like marriage. To build a home is a huge commitment. As much as we have minimized the idea of building Barndominiums, you just throw it up as a shop. It's like a shop with a thing. And no, it's a custom home.
Absolutely.
We're not building
all the way through.
If you guys have gone to the website, www.thebardobros.com, some of these plans, we have an in-house designer that's just helps us to design what we think is popular, we think is going to work for folks. And then guess what? Some of you guys buy certain things, don't buy other stuff. So we're kind of evolving and changing to figure out what plans you actually love. But if you look at those plans, that is not the barn. Those are beautiful homes,
Yes.
But it's the lifestyle and these nice, awesome open cathedral ceilings, 25 feet where your whole family can crash in. You've got this big sunrise coming up in the mornings. I mean, this is lifestyle. We've learned a lot through other companies, other designers, other Barndominium builders, and we realize that what people want is they want to own something that makes them feel special every day. They want a place that their kids can come running back to at the holidays, that they feel like they have a home, they have a space, and then maybe in the future they can build a little something for their kiddos.
Can I go back to the dirt part?
Let's talk about dirt.
Can we talk about dirt? And I'm not talking Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no Joe Dirt. I don't have the wig.
I don't think you could pull that off. No.
You're
much more handsome.
Too chubby.
You guys have already pushed the envelope with the glasses.
I'll put it back on.
There you go. So dirt, okay? One of the things is Jeffrey had mentioned about STRACOA, which is Strategic Communities of America, is we're looking for land partners. Yeah. Guys, any of you out there, if you've got really probably no less than 10, but up to 250 acres, that you'd like to see maybe developed and turned into something special, we're looking to build Barndominium communities. So we're looking for land partners. They can come in and put up their land, and we can work together with you on a development plan to come in, put roads in, infrastructure, and develop it.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of people, you're sitting on land and you're like, man, gosh, wouldn't it be neat to do something with it? It's just kind of sitting around. Yeah. And you maybe have a dream or a vision to do something special. And that's one of the things that we're doing also with Strategic Communities, coming together with STRACOA, which is also Strategic Construction of America, and then Barndo Bros, which is the Barndo designer and builder, to make this happen. And so, man, we welcome any ideas that anybody has as build partners to come in and do something with you wherever you're at. If you're in Texas, great. Tennessee, Oklahoma, Louisiana, as long as you're not in the swamp. Yeah. We could develop the gator. That's even
The swamp.
Yeah, the swamp bro.
Listen, pardon our pronouns. Everything's bro, and it's not misogynistic. It's just
all our Barndos have a bro.
Well, we're gonna have the Barndo babes next.
Yeah.
If you want to apply for that, you can apply because we don't have any we're all married. Well,
I feel like that's my lane. The Barndo.
Richie's single. Yeah, Jeffrey and I are married.
You guys would like to marry Richie? Come on in. Then you can be part of the Barndo.
Yeah, and then you can be the Barndo babe.
936.
Just put your message in there in the comment section.
I like the development piece. That's a big deal. We want to film. You remember like back in the day when everybody was, I don't know, I'm thinking like Far and Away with Tom Cruise when they come out to America.
It's a great movie.
And they go in and get their land. The Irish guys.
The land grab.
And they've got the stake and they go stake their property. And they have these all over. But we would love to have that sort of marketing where folks can come out and we have a 50-acre tract and we've got all right, go grab your lot. And the families run out and the kids, they go find their piece. I know it's just fun.
That would be a fun commercial. Someone's going to grab it.
Is all marketing.
Somebody's going to grab it.
But is to build something like that. So man, not only is it special that you went and picked your property out, it's actually part of a community because ultimately, how sexy is it that D.R. Horton comes and buys your land and builds little tract homes? I don't know. That statement didn't feel. No, it doesn't feel very sexy. but actually, it was the opposite of sexy. But and I'd say sexy is probably the right word. But what's attractive to me in terms of development is that all of a sudden, and you guys haven't seen them yet. That's the deal. We haven't seen farm Barndo communities homesteaded with property and horses, and all these tracts of homes are sitting on 1 to 2 acres, 3 acres, and you have this lifestyle in community and neighborhood.
Community fire pit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
community. Hey, man, community pizza oven.
I would love to. Right? I mean, Barndo community. Yeah, that's gonna.
We ran some.
You got land. Reach out to us.
We ran some AI videos. Just like give me Barndo community what it would look like. And honestly,
awesome.
It really gave us a lot of vision for. Dang it! Even watching these things be constructed together in a neighborhood is something that we haven't experienced. And guys, we're only on the tip.
Let's post one of those below.
Yeah,
Richie.
Yeah,
you can make that happen, can't you?
It's just a vision. It's just like a vision board of looking at a community. It's almost like a drone shot AI of a Barndo community being built out. And the deal is, because we haven't seen a lot of these, now there are some, we're literally sitting on the tip of the iceberg for this Barndo craze. And once it catches, are they cheaper than stick-built homes?
No, and that's part of the problem, I think, right now. A lot of people come into this community, they see these beautiful Barndominiums on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right? And they've been told, because really the Barndo kind of business came onto the scene probably 15, 20 years ago, where people were building basically pole barns out in the country, right? And what they would do is they would put what we'd call a shop, all right? They build a shop or a barn, and then they put a little house in it. They were called shouses, okay? That was the terminology. Don't like it.
Yeah.
Barndominium sounds much
nice.
Okay. So they were building these houses, and they were basically being able to go in, and they were being taxed as a barn. So it was not only was it very inexpensive because they're just building a steel structure, they weren't insulated properly, they really weren't well done, and they'd build basically an apartment inside them, right? That's what started the kind of craze. Well, it started catching where people were like, oh wow, hey, we got all these, they've inherited acres from their family, they want to get out of the city, so they go out and they don't want to spend $500,000, and so they were building these very inexpensive structures. But that's what they were. They're inexpensive structures. You know what I'm saying? They weren't quality built homes like you would see that are built today in the subdivisions. And when you go to pay $500,000 or $700,000 for a house. So that's when kind of Barndominiums, when people started catching on, builders started going, well, hang on a second, let's look at this. And you started getting different technologies, the blown-in insulation, the waterproofing of the windows and the doors that have gotten so much better in the last 10 years. And so now the quality of the structure is much better. It's caught up with, regular stick building construction. Yes, sir. And so now they're as expensive or even more expensive depending upon what you want to put in them. I mean, as we've seen, guys, some people have some really neat ideas and they're putting gymnasiums in their houses and parking Corvettes in their houses and Ferraris and motorcycles, and that's their art, right? Hey, you got instead of having a $10,000 painting on the wall, you got your $10,000 motorcycle, that you can pull into your glass door, garage doors, and it's really neat.
Maybe I can talk my wife into that. It's art.
It's art.
That's why I need a 57 T-Bird.
Oh, no. We already talked about that. It's a 57 vet.
I need.
You had a 57 T-Bird.
56.
56. Okay, that's still a good year.
Yeah.
All right, but
It's art.
It's the 57 vet.
We tried to pull it in here.
Yeah,
Tried to have the T-Bird here.
it didn't work.
No.
It didn't work. It was leaking oil.
It was nice oil and gas.
But it was kind of a dream. We had it in our, in our little podcast studio.
Yeah.
We had this really cool. It kind of reminded me of the Batmobile. I mean, it was really
like
cool.
A baby Batmobile.
Maybe at some point you can post a little picture of the Barndo.
Barndo bird.
But I love what you're
That
describing.
was beautiful.
I love what you're describing, Rich, is that like the Barndo went from the shouse, hey, we're just going to make this livable. It's going to be cheap. And I believe in all aspects, of course, we're Barndo fans around here, but I believe it's actually surpassed stick build based on the points that you've made about it lasting. And that one Barndo that you saw and visited, remember they rated it. How many years did they rate?
1,200 years.
Yeah. So
it's like
I don't know that we're going to put that in our advertising. This one lasts 1,200
if I can do it.
years, but that's
I won't be around to guarantee it.
I won't be around to guarantee it. It's going to be 12 years, I promise. But it is true that the quality has actually, I believe, surpassed stick build. Now, obviously, there's reasons for people to have stick build homes. Maybe it's the intricacies of the custom, but so much can be done as a Barndo. It'd be surprising to you.
Yeah.
And some of the greatest homes we've seen now. I mean, there's a reason why all these well-known celebrities are building Barndos.
Yes.
Logan Paul built one. What's his name?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul's building one.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll's building
Shout
one.
out Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
We love
Brandon
him, man.
Lake.
Yeah, Brandon Lake is building one. So there's a reason in that people.
We'll give a hallelujah for that.
It's a hard fought hallelujah.
That's a heartfelt hallelujah, Brandon. We love you.
Yeah, so the quality is a totally different world. So you're actually, you make the point about being the same price as custom homes. It's like the same price for something that lasts 1,200 years.
Well, architecturally speaking too, we get into like pockets, and I do work with some other designers and builders, and we see like there's a trend that happens, right? All of a sudden we had kind of a postmodern contemporary trend with homes that look more 70s-esque, but it kind of faded.
Right.
And what I will say that farmhouse has really stuck around for a while.
Yes.
Farmhouse style is always traditionally safe, reminds people of being home, their grandpa's farm, whatever it is. And I realize that architecture is actually stuck around for a pretty good.
Don't we have a farm bro?
Farm bro, yeah.
Farm bro.
Okay.
Check it out
Thanks to
at the
Chip and
Barndo Bros
Joanna
Dirt.
that are always kind of re-engaging and evolving the idea of farmhouse.
Yes.
Of homestead living and, ducks and dogs and horses, whatever. And I think it's really cool for the farmhouse, architectural style. And I like it because it's easy to decorate. I can see it in my head, and these barns just kind of fit that model.
I love that. So in any one of your words, why should people keep up with this podcast? This is our pilot episode. We're going to be doing these little 30-minute shows. Why hang out?
Good question.
You want to answer it?
Because we're really cool, and we have the Mad Millennial,
Because we got the Mad Millennial.
and we got Richy and Rich.
Don't make me put these on.
So it's Richy, Rich, and the Mad Millennial.
Well, okay, I want to say something about
go ahead.
what you're saying. Why do you want to watch this? If you're just watching it, maybe we're funny. I don't know, probably not. Maybe if it's information you're seeking on building.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we've spent a lot of time, as really Richy and I are more consumer. We're not builders. But we have to communicate this to our customers. So what do we have to do? We have to go learn everything. And because we're so process driven in the idea of how we communicate, we want to process it all out. So anybody who's tacking into, and even if you go to the website today, Richy spent a lot of agonizing hours to make a Barndo building calculator on the website, www.thebarndobros.com, that you can go and price out whatever Barndo you want.
Yes.
These are East Texas prices. I don't know what's going on.
Good point.
Yeah.
Because depending upon your market, that can change.
It can change.
Obviously, it's more
But
expensive in
this
different
gives
parts
you
of
the scope
country.
to say, this is what it is. And we want you to have really good pricing. Again, things are getting more expensive. It's not getting any cheaper. So please don't be deceived. If you have a buddy that can help you build out and you guys can do it for $150,000, praise the Lord. That's awesome. But most of the time when you're bringing in contractors to build stuff, we're still valuing at about $180 to $200 to $300 a square.
Right.
Okay. And maybe sometimes based on the size of the house, it could be about 164, 165. But
As
just
you get way big,
But
the number gets.
But the idea of, and I'll put the Mad Millennial glasses on, get the idea of the $100 a square barn, there's no such thing. You're living in a shop with nothing, with no insulation.
Yeah, and we will erect a square barndo for you with concrete if that's what you want.
Yeah,
we can do that. But yeah, these are full built out.
And that's a good point.
Yeah.
So what we will do also is, if we design your plans and you want us just to do the concrete, sell you the shell, do the erection, or even just sell you the shell, we're happy to do that.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're just so thrilled to have you guys join us for the Barndo Bros Dirt to Done podcast. We're going to be doing this pretty much on routine. You should see something at least every week coming up, and we're hoping to make this whole process easier for you from dirt to done. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thank you.
Yay, Barndo. Good job.
Yeah.
You did all right. I'm not sure about the millennial guy, but
Mad Millennial. Oh, he'll be loved.
I think he'll
He'll be beloved.